Well, 6 days have passed since a catastrophic earthquake struck the Turkish-Syrian border region, and nearly 24,000 people are now confirmed dead. Rescuers in Turkey today pulled a woman alive from the rubble of a collapsed building after she had been trapped for 122 hours following the region's deadliest quake in 2 decades. Let's get the latest from Turkey. We are now joined via Zoom by Qari Ziyaad Patel from the Al-Imdaad Foundation. He's a trustee. Thanks very much for joining us. You're currently in Turkey. Paint us, a picture of, what that situation is currently like there. I mean, we just keep hearing of these numbers increasing, the number of deaths increasing in the region. What can you tell us?
So they say pictures speak better than 1,000 words. Today, I would like the pictures, what I'm seeing here, to speak for itself. It says sheer destruction. Where I'm standing right now, over 900 people have perished in this apartments which were here. There was a series of apartments which had collapsed. Unfortunately, this disaster is one of the worst disasters which we have seen. In fact, some have even coined this to be the worst disaster of the century, and I will concur with them. Honestly speaking, I will concur with them. As you can see, all around me is this sheer debris, rubble like you cannot understand. And in the background, we have the graders that are still digging up, trying their level best to find, forget about survivors, just to retrieve the bodies of the loved ones. Families are coming and going, hoping in anticipation, anxiously, that they will find a body of one of their loved ones so that the proper burial rites can be given. So what we are seeing here is sheer destruction on an unprecedented level. And this, what we are seeing here is played out across the 10 provinces and the 10 cities of Turkey and Syria, where the devastating earthquake has really ravaged this part of the world very seriously.
What are some of the challenges? And I mean, obviously one can see that there are so many challenges at this time, but let's specifically talk about, your team, the challenges that you're facing as a team on the ground as these rescue operations do continue. We'd also heard about, some tensions and that some rescue teams had to sort of step down or step aside from assisting. Talk to us about what exactly is going on the ground and some of those tensions we've been hearing about with the different teams.
So there are multiple challenges playing out right now. We have the first and foremost logistical challenges. Many of the roads have been damaged, and this is serving a huge challenge for organizations such as the Al-Imdaad Foundation, search and rescue teams, because we are finding it difficult to filter in aid to those areas that have been cut off, and literally hundreds of areas and villages are now cut off, waiting in anticipation for aid. In fact, where I am right now, there are even no search and rescue teams in this zone, and over 900 people have perished right here. So there are various challenges. The weather is also not on our side. It's bitterly cold.
Yeah.
Logistical challenges. We are still feeling aftershocks. So yes, we are trying to persevere to a great extent to make sure that we can work round the clock to get aid to those people that need aid and to help and assist those communities that need assistance so much more direly. And really speaking, we are riding an emotional roller coaster right now. When you come out here and you see this kind of destruction, knowing that so many people, 900 people have passed on in this location alone. So we have various challenges on various fronts, but we are going to persevere. The people of Turkey and Syria need our help. This is an unprecedented, catastrophic disaster never seen before. And we ask the world and we ask South Africa, extend our humanitarian hands and hearts to these people at their time of need.
I suppose at this time, we've moved from rescue to recovery, but here and there we are still finding that there are people who are still being found alive in some of that rubble. Those people who are injured and those people who have been able to be removed from the rubble, what are some of the urgent needs of those people on the ground at the moment? Some of the survivors, what is needed at this time? I mean, I hear you talking about South Africa extending help and their help being needed there, but let's talk about what is urgent at this time.
So over 22,000 people are now confirmed dead. 6,624 buildings have collapsed. gone, destroyed. With regards to survivors, there are approximately 42,000 people that need medical assistance. Yes, the government of Turkey is trying very hard to set up field hospitals, but one of the needs of the hour is medical assistance. Second to that is shelter. Remember, so many dwellings have collapsed and are destroyed. Those are families that have become homeless. So the two greatest needs of the hour, medical assistance, medical treatment, shelter, and basic food necessities. This is what people need right now on the ground.
Yeah. Look, there's so much despair and hopelessness. And obviously from some of the visuals that we've seen and the videos that we've seen, certainly our own team, our own SABC News team being there too, showing us what's going on. You know, it's been 6 days now since that earthquake has struck. And in between all of that despair and hopelessness, you know, is there a sense or is there some sort of hope that, you know, some people may still be actually alive and be found under that rubble? I saw a sad video of two little children who were fortunately still alive under that rubble, and people trying to take them out of there. Is there just a total sense of hopelessness, or is there some people just holding on to some sort of hope within this chaos and destruction that we're seeing?
So actually, yesterday we received a miracle story. There was a mother and a baby that were retrieved from the rubble at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, and both mother and baby had survived after 5 days. So here and there, we are hearing of miracle stories. We are hearing of miracle stories, and that's absolutely fantastic. You know, it's a really very positive, good news, and it's uplifting and empowering to the humanitarians and the search and rescue teams that are out here on the ground. But let us keep in mind that as the time goes by, as the hour lapses, the chances of finding survivors is very slim and very bleak. That's the reality of the situation. But yes, there have been some superb survival stories coming to the fore, and we appreciate those so gladly.
All right. Qari, we certainly do appreciate you giving us your time and reporting for us of what's going on the ground there in Türkiye. That's, of course, Qari Ziyaad Patel, Al-Imdaad Foundation trustee. Hundreds of people are still believed to be trapped under Antakya Hayat city in Türkiye. Humanitarian group Gift of the Givers joined other rescue workers in a search for life following the devastating earthquake. More than 24,000 people have been killed in the quake that struck Syria and Turkiye. Earlier on, we spoke to Gift of the Givers founder, Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman.
It's horrendous. Yeah. There's no other way to explain it. If you look at it collectively, what the two countries, 23 million people have been affected in the region. 10 cities and 10 provinces on the Turkish side, 6 cities and several villages on the Syrian side. Most areas, the entire buildings have come down. 500-600 buildings in one place, but it's thousands of buildings that have collapsed. And the death toll is over 24,000 already. And that is going to rise substantially. Thousands of injured people, millions of displaced people. 10 hospitals in Hatay, the region where we are working. We can comment from what we're seeing ourselves. 10 hospitals totally destroyed. I mean, the hospitals are gone. They can't even put medical teams to work because there's no facility for medical teams to work at. That's a big challenge. They try, whatever patients come out, they try to fly them to the closest city. From Adana, we needed to get to Hatay. It's only 180 kilometers. It took the team 8 hours. But all the difficulty on the road, the congestion, ambulances, trucks getting aid. When you go outside to the buildings, people are waiting outside 3 to 4 nights, sitting outside with the hope that some team will come past, dig, drill, go into the rubble and look for their family members with the hope that they will find them alive. They're sitting by their houses and they can't access anything, neither furniture, nor food, nor clothing. The temperature is -3 to -5 degrees. It's freezing cold. People sleep in their cars every night. They can't go into the buildings. The first earthquake was 7.8. The second one was 7.6. They went over 300 aftershocks, or over 6, which are big aftershocks. And the buildings are too unstable for anybody to sleep inside. Besides the injured, besides the ones that have passed on, besides those people who've lost all their homes, you have to find accommodation for several 100,000 people. But there is no accommodation. There's no community hall, no school, no building. You have to move them to other cities. You have to feed them. You have to take care of primary health care, trauma counseling. It's just a huge challenge for any country in the world.